Most gardeners assume every part of their yard warms up at the same pace. That's one of the biggest reasons they end up with uneven harvests, slow-growing vegetables, and plants that never reach their full potential. The truth is, your garden isn't one growing space, it's several different microclimates, each with its own planting timeline. If you're still planting everything on the same day because the calendar says it's time, you're leaving a surprising amount of production on the table. The biggest improvement I ever made wasn't buying more fertilizer or changing seed varieties. It was learning to measure what was happening in different parts of my garden. I use a soil moisture meter that also measures soil temperature and light conditions, and it's incredible how different one raised bed can be from another just a few feet away. I'll leave the exact one I use in the description if you want to check it out. It helps prevent planting into cold or overly wet soil simply because another part of the garden looks ready. If you enjoy practical gardening backed by real experience, consider subscribing because that's what we focus on here. Your garden has more than one planting season. One spring, I tested 4 growing areas on the same morning. A raised bed beside a south-facing fence had already reached ideal soil temperatures for tomatoes. Another bed shaded by a maple tree was nearly 10 degrees cooler. The container garden on my patio was warming even faster, while a low section near the lawn was still holding excess moisture from recent rain. According to the calendar, all 4 locations were ready. According to the soil, only one actually was. That simple observation changed the way I plant every season. Start mapping your garden before you ever plant. You don't need expensive equipment or complicated software. Walk through your garden several times during the day and notice where sunlight arrives first, where afternoon shade develops, where frost lingers longest, and where water drains slowly after rain. Then start checking soil temperature and moisture in each location over several days. Very quickly, you'll discover patterns. One corner consistently warms first. Another always stays wetter. A wall reflects extra heat. A tree delays spring growth underneath its canopy. Those differences become your planting map. Heat moves through your garden in surprising ways. Brick walls, fences, stone paths, and even gravel driveways absorb heat during the day and slowly release it overnight. Vegetables growing nearby often experience slightly warmer nighttime temperatures than plants in open areas. That small difference can reduce transplant shock and encourage faster early growth. I've used this to my advantage by planting tomatoes and peppers near heat-retaining structures while keeping cool season crops like lettuce and spinach in naturally cooler sections of the garden. Instead of fighting my microclimates, I let them work for me. Moisture creates another hidden growing zone. Many gardeners only pay attention to sunlight. Water is equally important. Low spots often remain saturated days longer than raised areas. Heavy clay holds moisture while sandy beds drain quickly. Planting both areas the same way rarely produces the same results. I've seen cucumbers thrive in one raised bed while identical plants struggled only a few yards away because the second location stayed too wet after spring storms. The solution wasn't more fertilizer. It was putting the right crop in the right microclimate. Raised beds, containers, and in-ground gardens all follow different rules. Raised beds usually warm first because they're exposed to air from every side. Containers often warm even faster, especially if they're dark-colored and receive full sun. Traditional in-ground beds take longer because the surrounding soil holds more moisture and changes temperature more slowly. Treating all 3 growing systems as though they share one planting date creates unnecessary setbacks. Instead, let each area tell you when it's ready. Your planting calendar should become flexible. One of the biggest myths in gardening is that everything needs to be planted on one weekend. That's rarely the most productive approach. Once you've mapped your microclimates, stagger your planting. Start cool season vegetables in cooler beds. Move warm season crops into the warmest locations first. As soil temperatures improve across the rest of the garden, continue planting in stages. This approach spreads risk while giving every crop the conditions it prefers. It's one of the simplest ways to improve overall harvests without spending another dollar. Healthy gardens reward observation more than speed. The gardeners with the most consistent harvests aren't always the first to plant. They're usually the ones paying the closest attention. They notice where frost disappears first. They know which raised bed warms quickest after rain. They understand that every backyard creates its own climate, regardless of what the regional planting calendar says. That's practical gardening. It's based on conditions, not assumptions. Once you begin mapping your own garden instead of blindly following planting dates, you'll stop forcing every crop into the same schedule. Your transplants establish faster, your seeds germinate more reliably, and your harvests become far more consistent because you're working with nature instead of against it. If you found this helpful, subscribe to Farmogic for more practical gardening techniques based on soil science, plant biology, and years of real-world growing experience. Share this video with another gardener who's still planting every bed on the same day. Understanding your garden's microclimates may be the easiest upgrade you'll ever make.